Welcome to Divorces in North Carolina, Sandra Dinkins. Preparing for the financial aspects of divorce from the perspective of the dependent spouse. In the world of matrimony, there's a term we often hear but seldom delve into: the dependent spouse. This is usually the partner who, for various reasons, doesn't have an independent income and relies heavily on their other half for financial stability. When the bond of marriage begins to fray and the inevitable reality of divorce looms, this dependent spouse can find herself on a financial tightrope. Imagine the shock when you realize that the comfortable marital home you've been living in is on the brink of foreclosure. The stability you once knew is being threatened by a second mortgage, a decision taken without your knowledge or consent. The carpet is pulled out from under your feet, leaving you and your children facing the grim prospect of homelessness. But the financial quagmire doesn't stop there. Suddenly, you're thrust into the murky waters of hidden debts. Marital debt, credit card debt, figures you were blissfully unaware of begin to surface, casting a long shadow over your future. And then, there's the cost of legal help. The thought of hiring a family law attorney can seem daunting, especially when you're already grappling with mounting financial stress. The standard of living you've grown accustomed to begins to slip away, one luxury at a time. The fall is often gradual, starting during the separation itself. The once familiar comforts of life are replaced with a growing sense of uncertainty and worry. And let's not forget the loss of healthcare insurance coverage, a benefit you enjoyed thanks to your spouse's job. With this gone, the cost of medical care becomes a looming concern, adding to the pile of financial burdens you now have to shoulder. It's a daunting scenario, isn't it? But the purpose of painting this picture isn't to scare you, it's to arm you with awareness. Because when it comes to navigating the financial maze of divorce, knowledge truly is power. So, let's delve deeper. Let's understand these challenges better. And most importantly, let's explore how to overcome them. Stressful, isn't it? But remember, knowledge is power. Let's delve deeper. How does the dependent spouse deal with the sudden financial burden she's faced with? This is a question that weighs heavily on the minds of many women going through a divorce. When a dependent spouse who has no income has to leave the marital home, the financial implications can be daunting. The cost of moving, the expense of setting up a new home, and the burden of monthly bills that were once shared can quickly add up. What was once a comfortable household budget can suddenly feel like a tightrope walk over a financial abyss. Then there's the cost of hiring a family law attorney. Legal advice is crucial during a divorce, but it's not cheap. It's a necessary expenditure, however, as an attorney can help navigate the complex legal maze, ensuring that the dependent spouse gets a fair settlement. One of the most significant financial burdens is the potential fall in the standard of living. The family income that once supported one household now has to stretch to two. This can lead to some harsh realities. Luxuries and even necessities may have to be cut back. The dependent spouse may find herself living a lifestyle she's not accustomed to. And let's not forget about the hidden debts. The dependent spouse may be totally unaware of a second mortgage or credit card debt accumulated during the marriage. Discovering these can be like a punch to the gut, adding to the financial strain. But it's not all doom and gloom. Yes, the financial burden is real and can be overwhelming, but remember, it's not insurmountable. There are resources available, both legal and financial, to help navigate these choppy waters. It may require some tough decisions and sacrifices, but with the right guidance and support, the dependent spouse can come out on the other side stronger and more financially savvy than before. It's a heavy load to bear, but solutions do exist. The journey through divorce is a challenging one, but it's also a chance to learn, grow, and ultimately emerge with a renewed sense of self and financial independence. What happens when the dependent spouse loses health insurance coverage from her spouse's job? A divorce doesn't just divide a family, it can also sever access to health insurance. When a dependent spouse loses coverage from their partner's job, it's not just a matter of inconvenience, it's a matter of health, well-being, and financial stability. Let's break it down. Health insurance is often tied to employment, and when a dependent spouse is not working, she typically relies on her partner's plan. But when divorce happens, that coverage can disappear, leaving the dependent spouse vulnerable to high medical costs. Healthcare in America can be expensive. So what does this mean for the dependent spouse? It means they may have to bear the full brunt of medical expenses. Routine doctor visits, emergency care, prescription medications, these costs can add up, quickly depleting any savings. But it's not all doom and gloom. There are potential solutions. One option is COBRA, the Consolidated Omnibus Budget Reconciliation Act. This federal law allows individuals to continue their existing health insurance coverage for a certain period following a life event like divorce. But bear in mind, COBRA can be costly as it requires paying the full premium, including what the employer previously contributed. Another option is the Health Insurance Marketplace. This is an online resource where individuals can shop for and enroll in affordable health insurance plans. The marketplace offers a variety of plans to fit different budgets and healthcare needs, and depending on your income, you may qualify for subsidies that can lower your monthly premiums. Lastly, Medicaid is a state and federal program that provides health coverage to people with low income. If your income falls below a certain threshold, you may be eligible for this program. These are just a few options. Navigating the healthcare landscape can be tricky, but it's crucial to understand your options and take action, because in the end, your health is your wealth. Healthcare is a right, not a privilege. There are ways to ensure you're covered. How does a dependent spouse upgrade her skills or go back to school? This question is crucial, and it's one we're going to explore together. In a changing world where job markets are constantly evolving, staying relevant is key. For a dependent spouse, upgrading skills or going back to school might seem like a daunting task. It can be challenging, yes, but it's far from impossible. It's a step that can open doors to new employment opportunities, and more importantly, it can pave the way to financial independence. But what about the cost and time commitment? These are valid concerns. Education can be expensive, and it can take a considerable amount of time. However, it's essential to remember that education is an investment, not an expense. It's an investment in your future, an investment in your independence. Next, let's talk about financial aid and resources. There are numerous scholarships, grants, and financial aid programs available. Many of these are specifically designed to assist individuals who are returning to education after a period of inactivity. They can significantly reduce the cost of education and make it more accessible. Furthermore, there are resources available to help manage the time commitment. Many educational institutions offer part-time courses, online learning, and flexible schedules. These can make it easier to balance education with other responsibilities. And then there are vocational training programs. These are designed to provide practical skills that are directly applicable to specific jobs. They tend to be shorter in duration and more affordable than traditional degree programs, making them an attractive option for those looking to quickly improve their employment prospects. In conclusion, upgrading skills or going to college is more than just a possibility. It's a pathway to a brighter future. It's a pathway to independence. It might seem overwhelming at first, but remember, there are resources available to help. Education is an investment in your future, and help is available. It's time to step into this new chapter with confidence and determination. The journey might be challenging, but the rewards are well worth the effort. Now let's explore the next topic. What happens when you discover hidden debts as a dependent spouse? A question that no one wants to confront, yet it's a reality many face in the aftermath of a divorce. Imagine being in the midst of a divorce, only to find out about a second mortgage on the marital home or a stack of unpaid credit card bills. You're already dealing with the emotional toll of a divorce, and now there's the added stress of debts you never knew existed. It feels like the rug has been pulled out from under you, doesn't it? When you're a dependent spouse, these hidden debts can be particularly devastating. You're already grappling with figuring out your financial future post-divorce. And now, you're blindsided by debts that threaten to pull you further into economic uncertainty. But here's the thing. While it's a tough situation, it's not an impossible one. You have options and resources available to you. Firstly, it's crucial to get a clear picture of your financial situation. Gather all the information about these debts, what they are, how much they are, and who is responsible for them. This can be a daunting task, but it's a necessary step in managing these unexpected debts. Next, consider seeking legal advice. A family law attorney can guide you on how to navigate these debts during divorce proceedings. They can help you understand your rights and responsibilities, and potentially even contest the validity of these debts. Remember, just because these debts were incurred during the marriage doesn't automatically make you responsible for them. Financial advisors can also provide valuable guidance. They can help you create a financial plan to manage these debts and advise on strategies to protect your financial future. Lastly, consider credit counseling services. These organizations can provide practical advice on managing debt and may offer solutions like debt management plans or consolidations. It's a hurdle, yes, but one that can be overcome with the right support and guidance. How can a dependent spouse afford a family law attorney? A question that understandably haunts many in the throes of a divorce. The cost of hiring a family law attorney might seem daunting, especially when you're already grappling with financial upheaval. But let's not forget, legal representation during a divorce is not just a good to have, it's a must-have. Here's why. A divorce isn't just an emotional breakup, it's a complex legal process. It's about dividing assets, determining alimony, settling child custody, and much more. Without a skilled attorney, you risk losing your rights and a fair share of what you're entitled to. So while the cost of legal representation might give you pause, think of it as an investment in your future. Now, let's talk about the elephant in the room. The cost. Yes, attorneys can be expensive, but remember, not all attorneys charge the same. Some have fixed rates, others charge by the hour. You might even find attorneys who offer free consultations. Shopping around and asking the right questions can help you find a legal representative within your budget. But what if you're really strapped for cash? There are resources available to help you. Many states, including North Carolina, offer legal aid services that provide free or low-cost legal representation to those in need. There are also nonprofit organizations that offer affordable legal services, particularly to those going through a divorce. Don't forget, you can also ask the court to order your spouse to pay for your attorney's fees. The key is to be proactive. Seek out resources, ask questions, and don't assume you can't afford legal representation. You do have options. Remember, you're not just paying for an attorney, you're investing in your peace of mind, your future, and most importantly, your justice. So, yes, it might seem like a huge mountain to climb, but don't let the fear of cost deter you from seeking the legal help you need. Legal assistance is crucial, and it doesn't have to break the bank. So, how does a dependent spouse navigate the financial aspects of divorce? That's the question we've been addressing throughout this video, and it's one that doesn't have an easy answer. Just to quickly recap, we've discussed the main problems faced by a dependent spouse during the tumultuous process of divorce: a reduced standard of living, potential homelessness, hidden debts, loss of health coverage, and the need for education or skill upgrade. The first challenge we discussed was the potential drop in living standards. This is an unfortunate reality for many, and it can start even during the separation period. The solution? Start by creating a financial plan. It's crucial to understand your expenses and how they might change post-divorce. Consider seeking professional financial advice if necessary. Next, we tackled the issue of housing. The marital home might be at risk, especially if there are hidden debts or mortgages you were unaware of. The truth is, you might need to consider moving. The key here is to explore all your options, from renting to buying a smaller place, and make the decision that best suits your new financial reality. Then we delved into the often overlooked issue of hidden debts. Discovering that your spouse has racked up credit card debt or taken out a second mortgage can be a devastating blow. The solution lies in acquiring a comprehensive understanding of your marital financial situation, ideally before the divorce process begins. Consult with a financial advisor or attorney to ensure you're not left in the dark. The loss of healthcare coverage is another significant issue. If you've been dependent on your spouse's health insurance, losing this can be a major setback. However, there are options out there. Look into state-provided healthcare programs or see if you qualify for COBRA coverage. It's about finding the best alternative for you. Lastly, we discussed the need for education and skill upgrades. If you've been out of the workforce for a while, this can seem daunting. However, it's also an opportunity for growth. Consider going back to school or taking vocational training. There are many resources available, from grants to career counseling, that can help you navigate this transition. Above all, remember that legal assistance is crucial. A family law attorney can provide invaluable guidance throughout the divorce process. Yes, it might seem costly, but it's an investment in your future. They can help you understand your rights, negotiate fair settlements, and ensure that you're not blindsided by any unforeseen issues. Try to get a loan from friends and family to help with your legal fees. Divorce is a difficult journey, but with the right information and resources, you can navigate it. Remember, you're not alone in this. This isn't just about surviving, it's about building a new life for yourself. With determination, planning, and the right support, you can emerge from this experience stronger and more self-reliant. You've got this.